Hi guys, Jared here with Day Traders FX. I hope you're having a good day. We have got some interesting setups after yesterday's FOMC meeting minutes. Things have happened on a couple of different pairs, and we're going to focus our attention on the euro dollar today. Quickly, I just want to point out some of the news that we have coming up. You can see that today we've pretty much covered everything, and the last news for the U.S. was several hours ago, unemployment claims, which actually came out a little bit worse than expected. Going into tomorrow, we have new home sales for the U.S., which can be a little bit of a mover, so that'll be worth keeping an eye on. And then GDP numbers for the U.K. and core CPI for Canada. In the U.S., it's been a pretty overall average trading day. The Dow's up a little bit, the S&P's up a little bit, oil and gold are up just a little bit, but nothing too terribly exciting. There's been some movement, but not a ton today. But we do have some great opportunities coming up here on a few of these pairs. The euro dollar, as I said, is my focus for now for a couple of reasons. First of all, the euro dollar, we've been watching it as it gets into these upper areas, and we're going to talk about these larger time frames in just a little bit. But one thing that's happened is the euro dollar has reversed off of 134.50 down to 133.00, a nice 150 pip decline over about a 3-day period, and it hit that 133.00 and it bounced. It's bounced pretty good, about 60 pips currently, and we could see a little bit of a push higher. One thing that I'm looking at here is this 150 pip run from the high of this week to the low of this week currently. We took out that missed daily pivot and the missed weekly pivot. We've seen that move. We still have a missed weekly pivot down at 131.20, which is obviously a couple hundred pips away. But I think that we're going to see probably a little bit of a move on this short-term run down up into probably the 61.8% Fibonacci level of this short-term range, which is around 133.93, right around there. So just below 134.00, we should start to see some resistance. So I really like around the 134.00 area, getting short euro dollar, stops above the highs, and targeting that missed daily pivot that goes all the way back here to the week ending in July 28th. So there's been some pretty good movement away from that. You can see that this channel has held in pretty well, this medium-term channel over the last several weeks, and it might be time to finally break that. We've seen a nice little double top here, this making just a slightly newer high or higher high than previously back here, but you can see that that level coincides very nicely with the high of June, and we exceeded that by just a couple of pips. So I think that this pound or this euro dollar is ready for some movements to the backside, coming back down here. I think that this little guy right here is going to cause a nice little bounce. This is some pretty good price rejection off 133.00. We'll see if that's going to be able to hold. It may or may not be able to, which is why I think we can easily get another 40 or 50 pips to the upside before we start shorting against these highs. Now, one other thing that I'm looking at here is on the weekly chart. You can see we've been coming off this channel and off this upper area. You can see a nice little double top right here, and it looks like we're going to end up with a pretty good shooting star on the weekly chart, which is pretty good. So if we get a little bit of a move up today and then we ultimately close tomorrow even with a negative candle, that would be absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to be looking for that and looking to get short on the euro dollar into at least 131.20 is my target for the moment, and looking for entries once again just around 134.00, give or take a couple of pips. We might be able to get in a little bit higher, we might be able to get in, or we might need to get in a little bit lower, but that's going to be the general area. 134.00 stops above the highs, and targeting that 131.20. Best of luck, guys. Make sure to follow the updates on Twitter at DayTradersFX. Take care, everyone.